Junior, how you doing? Live chat. There we go. Not a whole lot of excitement here. Raz, how you doing? And a cop watch. And a cat cop watch, sorry. Kind of a boring scene. But it's a scene that media doesn't know about. Because we're in Adams County. And Adams County doesn't notify the media for the majority of it. Not unless I happen to go live and notify the media myself. They won't give me any details, of course, but there's a good bet that RV is involved. The windshield on the RV there is cracked. I believe it has a little hole in it. You know what from. So you can't see it real well from here. I could move forward here next to his car again, but he's doing his report, and I'm not going to bother him with standing next to him, so I'll go to this side. Ah, kicking my stand. We'll go to this side. We might be able to see the cracked windshield better. I believe there's a hole in it, at least one. Maybe more. I don't know yet. Alright, we'll get right here. Alright, let's take a look here. You can see it cracked. I can't tell beyond that how badly. And I can't see little holes anywhere on the side. But it's involved. We have the door open on it. How you doing, Lacey R? We have the door open on the RV, so it's definitely involved. Beyond that, I don't know. They, of course, won't release any details to me, like how many victims, or if it's life-threatening or not. None of the basic information. They're telling me, of course, that they can't release that information. So, you know, they're like, well, contact the PIO. I said, well, the PIO is home, in bed, asleep. So I ain't going to get any information from the PIO, even if I did call. You know? Not unless the sheriff says, hey, we got a shooting. The PIO needs to wake up and put out some information. But about 1:30, the call came over the scanner from fire and ambulance of GSW at this location. And took me a little bit to get down here because I had to get ready and all that. So I finally made it down here. I did a quick video for Stringer in case they want it, and uploaded it. And I talked with the officer for a little bit too, which was no help at all, since he says he can't tell me anything other than that, right? So, of course, they are curious as how I heard it, since they're encrypted. Well, I'm like, oh, it's simple. It's fire and ambulance. They're not encrypted. So, these two officers are just sitting in their cars doing reports, apparently. So, they're just sitting in there keeping warm. Unlike me. It's a little bit chilly out tonight. I'm seeing the reflection in the window from, I can see their hand moving. That's the guy on the far side, the light on. But there's two cars here currently. When I was coming down here, I saw one car leaving the scene. What's that? APD used their helicopter for 14 hours today? Really? Do I dare ask what they were chasing? Did they have some tweakers out in the road or something that they needed to keep an eye on? Or something like that? General patrolling. Oh, yeah, yeah. If they don't use it, then they'll lose it for when they supposedly need it. You know what I mean? So they have to justify it, is what it comes down to. So the justification thing. Like the officer over there, when I was talking about them being encrypted, he says it's for officer safety. And it's like, yeah, I go to all kinds of calls before you're encrypted. I never saw anything involving safety at all. You know, I didn't see any deputies in jeopardy or anything like that. And what about all the other cities that I follow and I go to their calls? They don't seem to be in any jeopardy. He's like, yeah, but across the country. It's like, well, I don't hear about that too much. I don't hear about people using a scanner to locate the police to ambush them. I've never heard of that. How you doing, George? So their reasoning isn't sound. Let's put it that way. You know, they say it's for their safety, but it's not transparency. And when they have transparency as a prominent word on their website saying that's what they stand for, but in reality, that's the only place you see transparency is that word on their website. So that's what I told him. He probably wasn't happy about me saying that, but it's the truth. They are not transparent as they say they are. So, what can you do? Not a whole lot. Yeah, it's PR fluff. That's what I was telling the officer was the only thing I see from the PIO on the Twitter feed is PR stuff. Happy Fridays, Smile Fridays, you know, and stuff like that. And you wish you had a home like that. That's an old one too. That's a 70s, I think. It looks to be old enough to be in the 70s. But yeah. What was I just saying? Uh, oh, the Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter stuff. But yeah, it's all PR stuff on their Twitter page. Occasionally, you'll see the announcements for GSW on it. More recently, it's because I would be showing up on the scenes and alerting other news agencies that a GSW has occurred. And then, of course, they'll get on the phone and phone up the PIO and say, hey, what's going on with this GSW? So the PIO realizes I'm out here live streaming uh, the scene, and they haven't alerted the media themselves. So then they'll put out a tweet, but not always. Majority of times they don't. All right, we got a suspect here. Right here. That suspect's getting clean away. But they got this thing lit up pretty good. So they won't say it's involved, but I already know it is. You're young in the game? Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yes, and Cop Watch. That's what GSW stands for, is gunshot wound. I heard another one earlier tonight, though, for Commerce City. And I was going to get ready to go to it, and then I heard over the radio that the guy that was wounded uh, apparently didn't even break the skin, and it was probably a BB gun. They were busy setting up perimeters and all kinds of stuff up until they heard that. uh, but the guy stole uh, the one guy's phone, his cell phone. So it was a robbery. So they went ahead and kept looking for the guy because of it was a robbery. So even if it was not a real weapon, that it was a BB gun, that still counts as uh, a felony because a weapon was used in the sense that, even if it was fake or whatever, however they word it, that it's enough that it's a felony. Let's put it that way. So they of course kept looking, but not as hard as they were all gun ho to begin with for looking for him. But they did still look for him. I don't know if they caught the guy or not, but they weren't in as big of a rush when they found out that it was more than likely a BB gun, because it wasn't as a dangerous thing as a real one. So I assume that these guys are waiting for the crime scene guys. So that's what I'm assuming, that they're sitting here waiting because they're just sitting here at the scene until the CSI comes and starts processing the scene. Then we'd have something to watch, maybe. So that this RV here, though, you guys look at the cord there. They've been plugging it into the house, obviously, so somebody's living in it out here on the street and plugging it into the house right there. If you look close enough, you can probably find the cord out there in the thing somewhere. I don't see it offhand, but with it hanging down and underneath the RV, that's what they're doing. Is instead of going to an RV park, they're living right here on the street with it. CSI name got changed to CSS, Crime Scene Specialists. How special of them. That sounds as bad as Lakewood police officers call themselves agent. And just, I had to think about who started Lakewood police, what police chief decided he'd like to sound like a special agent, and called his officers agents instead of officers. CSS, not CSI. That's the same thing. Agents of the law. No, he wants to sound like a federal agent. I'm sure that's what he wanted to be and didn't make it to it. Didn't make it into the FBI or the DOJ or anything else. So he decided to name his police officers, agents, police agents. And it's like, who in their right mind named a police officer an agent? And that's kind of confusing, because agent, you're when you hear agent, you're thinking federal agent. So what do they say when they knock on the door? Police agent? right? But most of them yell police officer, but do they yell police agent? Because they're not officers, right? They're agents. So that's something to find out, I think. Find out what they actually yell when they're pounding on somebody's door. I mean, if you heard somebody yelling police agent at your door, would you think was a police officer? Then you open the door and it's a police agent, and you'd be like, "You're not a police officer. Go away." Uh, So, talk about confusing, right? Uh, I guess they just never think things through in the end about how that sounds. I have no idea how long it's going to take their CSI crew to get here. I don't even see anything on the ground marked. Usually they'll mark something on the ground if there's, casings and whatnot. I don't even see anything marked. Doesn't mean much. They might still be there, or they haven't found them. They haven't looked for them. I see things on the ground. I just don't see anything that is definitely evidence. So, let's see here. Uh, I probably shouldn't walk down the sidewalk and see if there's any little holes in the sides of that thing. Might have taken place inside, by the way, instead of somebody just from the outside. It could have taken place with an argument inside the thing. It's hard to say with these things until they release details, and those are details you probably wouldn't even hear, by the way. The only details that they're going to say is somebody got wounded or possibly killed. I don't believe this one to be a life-threatening one because of the fact of the lack of units here. Because there's only 2 units on the scene leads me to believe that they expect the person to survive. So I don't believe it's a serious injury that happened here. So if it was serious, they would definitely have about 6 cars here, and CSI would be here pretty quickly. So you can kind of judge just by how many officers are on the scene. Even though they don't want to tell you any information, just the fact of the situation tells you what's going on more than what they want to admit to. So it's a pretty safe assumption, anyway, for the situation. So these guys would have tape up, they would have detectives here, they would have CSI here already, they'd have this place sealed up tight if it was a serious injury. So as you can tell, these guys could care less. They're typing away on their computers, doing reports. So definitely nothing serious going on. But even the basic information like this should still be released to the public. But after being on so many scenes, you kind of get the feel for what's going on when you reach a scene, how serious it is. This is definitely one of those boring scenes where it wasn't that serious, but it was serious enough that, it happened, for one. Somebody probably went to jail over it, and somebody went to the hospital over it, but I don't think they went to the morgue over it. So that'd be quite a bit different. Hey, Pose. Pose. I always have a hard time with your name on that. I'll just call you Pose. Pronouncing some of the names that people make for themselves is kind of hard sometimes. So I don't think I'm going to stick around here for too long, finding out that it isn't that serious. But the lack of transparency for Adams County speaks volumes. That even a small incident, they don't even want to release information on it. His choice of names. Okay. Even though it's been warmer out, it's still fairly chilly. I mean, it isn't summer yet, so it's, I don't know, what's it down to, 40 or something? Let me check the temperature here. It's 3:06 a.m. and the temperature down here is 36 degrees here in Derby. So it's not freezing, but it's not shorts weather either. You know, 36 still chilly enough, but you're not freezing. These guys are talking to each other too. 33 there, a little bit colder there. I can't wait for spring to officially hit and temperatures don't go below 40. That makes things a little bit more pleasant. And when they don't go below 50, then it's really nice. Yeah. Hey Joe Cool, how's it going? What's the gas cost here? It's 3 something. Hang on a second, I can tell you. It's only 3 something here. Here, I'll pull up a thing for Murphy. We got Murphy gas stations. It's going to find me the nearest Murphy station and tell me the gas price automatically. $3.78 at right up the block here, 8799 Brighton Road. So about 10 blocks away. It's $3.78 for gas. Let's take a look at the map here. Find out what it is for Murphy across the city here. Lock Buoy area, there's one out there now, $3.79. In Brighton, it's $3.84. And up by Erie, it's $3.87 and $3.93. Let's look south. Aurora, $3.83. $3.79 on way down south Aurora. Centennial is $3.85. Parker, way down south, that's $3.89. Elizabeth, that's way down there, $3.94. So it's still below $4 a gallon here, all over town. So that's kind of nice. It's probably because of the fact that we have all these refineries here in Commerce City. Yeah, 5 and 7, yeah. So the fact that we have the refineries, some refineries here in Denver, probably has a lot to do with the price not being as high. That's just the Murphy gas stations. So I'm sure in the actual Denver area you might find some that are $4, more than likely. As high as $8 in Cali, probably is. It varies across the city here too. So as the app that I have for Murphy gas stations is only Murphy, where I can look at it, and I didn't look at any of the actual Denver ones. So a lot of times when you're closer to like some highways, the price is higher. They like gouging people coming off the highway. And then when you're in a bigger city, sometimes they're like, you can pay more. That type of thing. So I wouldn't doubt it's over $4 in some areas of the city here. But for the most part, around the city, the suburbs, it's under $4. It's around $3.80. East Midway, where's that? Like a blood draw. They got a DUI somewhere. East Midway. Where is that? Can't picture where Midway's at. The street. I'm thinking it's Commerce City, but I don't know. So I just can't picture where that street's at. Oh well. 1160 Ridge Parkway. See, it's places I'm not familiar with. You paid $3.80 when you left a couple of days ago. Yeah. It's gonna go higher. We already know that. Oh, officer got out. Now I get to see something. Oh, he's gonna take his own pictures. He's gonna be the CSI guy. Maybe there was a fight between the people in the RV and the people in the house. The people in the RV aren't paying for the electricity or something. I don't know. Couldn't tell you. This picture of the RV. That confirms that the RV's involved, but I already knew that. Just from the assumptions with the door open on the RV. Oh, there must be a hole in the side of it right there where he just took a picture. But it's on that side where I can't see it. So they're not even gonna have CSI come out, it looks like. He wrote out his report, going to snap some pictures, and then they're going to leave. I'll bet they're going to leave. Can't guarantee it. See, you can't even ask me to take the pictures. The better camera. Right? So he's got his pictures. Nobody yelled at him for taking pictures. Not even the other deputy, right? I'm sure they're working on getting out of here. They might still have to wait for the CSI people. I don't know. Maybe it's just for his report for the pictures that he took. But I think I should probably get out of here. What do you guys think? This ain't even exciting. Hmm. I've seen more action at never mind. Hmm. But yeah, the fact that there's only 2 cars here tells me this is not as serious as, some of them. Let's put it that way. Oh, so I don't need to stand out here freezing my butt off while they're sitting in their nice warm cars doing their reports. I parked clear down here at the end of the street. I didn't know if there was parking up here or not. What's up with everybody parking on the wrong side of the street down here, though? They can't even turn their vehicles around the right way. It's not a one-way street. I don't even know if it's a crime. It's probably not even a crime to park like that. It's probably why people do it. In some cities, it's a crime to do that, to park that way. I don't think this isn't in the city either. It's the county, which probably makes all the difference. So they can't make a ordinance for the county saying you can't park like that. Cities can make the ordinances, but this ain't in the city, I don't think. That one that controls ordinances, because Adams County patrols it. So it's, well, technically it is a city, but they don't have their own police force. Let's put it that way. So, but we're off the ADF in Newport right here. Trying to get my tripod put up. Sorry about it. Bouncing around so much. Alright, tripod's collapsed. Makes things easier approaching the Jeep to get in it when it's already collapsed. They don't even have their cherries and berries on to indicate that it's anything serious. A lot of times that they don't anymore. It's almost like, we want to be low key, right? We don't want people to know we're out here doing our job. You could say. Get warmed up. Hands are getting a little bit cold. Cost too much in gas to do a U-turn? Yeah, I guess. But other than this, the BB gun incident was the only other thing I heard going on that was anything big, you could say. That was a possibility of something bigger, but it wasn't. I still have my heated jacket on, of course. Helps me keep warmer. How can I turn off? There we go. Albuquerque hasn't encrypted. Well, a lot of places here haven't encrypted either. I still carry my scanner. And for places that are encrypted, you still get fire and ambulance calls, which gives you the bigger calls, assaults and stabbings and everything. So you would still hear it on the scanner from the things. They did. They were encrypted. Oh yeah. I could show up on a bunch of calls for these guys just to prove that them being encrypted don't mean nothing. So these guys are like, oh, it's for safety, but they're at every medical call, every single medical call they go to. So where's their safety there, right? You know where they're at. How you doing, Robin? So the reasoning doesn't stand, pretty much. I mean, yeah, it kind of helps them when they got a chase going, but like I said to the officers, like, you guys can have a channel that's encrypted that you can switch to if you're doing a chase that you don't want them hearing you. Other than that, it's solely for, you know, keeping everything secret. It's definitely not transparency. Alright, nothing transparent about being encrypted. And because it's a Tuesday morning, Monday night, ain't gonna hear much on the radio tonight anyway. It's been that way all night. Haven't heard much for good calls at all. Even the cities that, you know, I am listening to. Besides, it's too expensive to go chasing calls at this point. I don't make enough money from it to have any sort of a profit to justify it. If this was anything other than a GSW, I wouldn't have came down. You don't want to cost you that much in gas just to get somewhere. Yeah. I can't afford to either, so. Well, no, I ain't gonna kill cop watching, because some people have the support where they have people donating regularly that have memberships for their channel, the people that are members, you know, like Chuck Bronson, he's always got the support. So some people have support more than others. I'm still small enough where I don't have the support like them. You know, and you got 100,000 subscribers, you definitely got support. People like your work and they support it. When you got 5,000, it's not so much. I mean, you still get support, but it isn't anything near it. Plus, you don't make anything near. You don't make anything near what you would on YouTube when you're such a small subscriber too, because you don't have as many people watching, so you don't make as much in ad revenue either. So there's two factors right there, because you can actually, if you had 100,000 people watching or subscribe and you get enough views on a video, it's definitely worth it to go out cop watching for paying for your gas without even anybody donating to you, just from the ad revenue from it. But when you don't have 1,000 views on a single video, you know, it's not paying you much, let's put it that way. You make a lot more when you're uploading videos rather than going live. Live streams don't make much for money on them. But we're just gonna head north, back up to the Brighton area. We're not that far. If you win the lottery, yeah. I really want to upgrade my other phone. So you guys are watching on the S21. They got the S22 available. And I can turn in my S10e and get an $800 credit on it, which is more than what I paid for it. But I want to go for the S22 Ultra, where it's got the better cameras, and that'll cost me. But I don't have the support of subscribers to make that kind of income off of YouTube to justify it. That's one that'll get pulled over somewhere. Tail light out, license plate light out, and I didn't think he had a license plate either. At least I didn't see one. But the direction he's heading, he's not going to run into very many police anyway. Commerce City doesn't sit out here on Highway 85. Between here and 120th, they don't sit out here looking for people like him much. They get calls for people that are drunk on Highway 85, but they're not actually, you know, patrolling it like a city street since it is a highway. Brighton sits out there occasionally. They're probably not out there at this point, at this hour. So, unless Brighton's watching me, which is possible, they'd know that he's coming. He's approaching 112th right now. Well, he's halfway between 104th and 112th. So he'll be approaching Brighton area here pretty soon, unless he turns at 120th. But not that they care. A little bit of speeding, but he didn't look to be drunk. And they'd have to be really desperate if they came out here to Highway 85 for that guy. That bored. So he's between 112th and 120th, I'm guessing. There's no way I'm going to catch up to him unless I was doing some serious speeding there. Got Minister Fire talking on the radio. I'm picking up them. I think I see him way up there at 120th now. But I won't be able to tell if he's turning too far away. I don't think he is, so, but you never know. See, I'm already a good mile behind him. He's moving that fast. But I didn't see anything moving to the right at 120th there. Oh, I might actually catch up to him. They got a red light up there. Then I have to hit a red light. Oh, I don't see him. Oh, I do. There he is, I think. No, that can't be him. I see two tail lights. Oh, they were brake lights, so. I only see one. It could be him. No, I see two. That is not him. Oh well. No biggie. They're not going to go after him anyway. But the scanner is going. There's just nothing on it, hardly. Even fire, medical. Oh, come on. Really? Damn light. Of course, I had to wait for me to get up here. Even medical's slow tonight.
Truck 6, Medic 6 on scene. Truck 6 will be court.
I was tempted to go through because I was kind of close to it. I'm like, no. Wait till summer, people get crazy. Yeah, I'm aware. The warm weather brings them out. There'll be more activity. There'll be more assaults and stabbings and shootings every day of the week in the summertime, in the hotter weather. It picked up here when it got warm. It was fairly warm yesterday. It was in the 50s, but when it hit 70s and whatnot, and the evenings are pretty warm, it definitely picks up. You can tell. In fact, I talked to an officer in Brighton that said that some of the sergeants
will move to the day in the wintertime because they don't see enough action. And then back to night in the summertime because of how much action that they see. But they want to see the action. They don't want to be bored on the job. I don't think that you can completely say bored on the job though. It's, adrenaline junkies type thing. This light won't change. Well, it might for the people coming south. Yep, it did for the people going south, not north. He's sitting there at that green light too. After it changed back. Alright, dumbass. If you weren't sleeping for that arrow, you would have been just fine. Full moons. Sometimes it actually seems to be true. Yeah, there is kind of a correlation. That's sometimes I'm like, is it a full moon or something? And it would be, and sure enough. Because just sometimes it's just that bad. James, how's it going? Well, I think there is a correlation to it. Gravity does weird things to people, I guess. If it can move an ocean, it can affect a person. But yeah, I haven't even heard of Brighton call. I think they're bored tonight. So you would think that the moon's gravity could affect people, but even when it's not a full moon, the moon is still there and there's still gravity. So if it's a new moon, where there's no moon visible because of the sunlight not being there, it's still above you. You just don't see it lit up by the sun. So, it's just the full moon being lit up completely seems to have more effect on people. Can't say anything more than that, I guess. But anyways, media not notified. I can kind of see why the media wouldn't be notified that when it wasn't that serious. It should affect people. We're mostly water. Good point. Very good point. If it can move an ocean, it can definitely move a person, right? It's kind of funny though, because if you were, I don't think the moon's gravity would pull you in that easy. It's almost full. Is it? I don't see it. I don't see it in the sky. Might be a little bit cloudy here or something because I don't even see stars. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining with me. Well, I wasted some gas. Went down there to see a whole lot of nothing. Nothing that exciting anyway. But at least I went out for a little bit. It wasn't that much gas. But it's just still enough. Friday, March 18th. That's this Friday.
958.
To the east. So a full moon is coming this Friday. So it must be cloudy here, or I can't see it because it's nighttime, and I can't see the moon. But at least it wasn't clear across town for the call. So I definitely wouldn't have went to it west. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Still not seeing it. Alright, oh well. So, alright guys, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for joining in. Almost an hour long stream for a small call, you could say. That's Brighton talking. What'd they say? I missed what they were saying. It's replay. Commerce City. Nothing serious. Something about an alarm. Alright guys, we'll just call it a night. Yeah, I have an actual scanner. I can replay the calls. You might not want to get one if they're going to go back to encryption. But it comes in handy for me because I can listen to the fire and the police at the same time. So I can listen to Westminster Fire, Adams County Fire, North Glen Police, Brighton Police, Commerce City Police, Federal Heights Police, all at the same time. You know, I pick and choose what I want to listen to all at once. So it comes in handy for that. I'll say that much. But beyond that, no, not really. When Adams County went encrypted for the sheriffs, I was like, you're kidding me, right? I mean, there used to be scanner full of calls all the time, all over the place, because it had Adams County in there as well. Now I don't even pick them up. So nights like tonight, I don't hear anything. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me. And we're going to head out. We're going to go home and go to sleep probably. Or something like that anyways. So thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Everybody have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it might be for you. They want $700 for encrypted scanner with tech support. Yeah, my scanner was $700 on its own, I think. I can't pick up encrypted channels, so you have to have a special one for that. Those ones cost a lot more, the ones that can unencrypt them, and they're provided by the police. So it's usually just for whatever place it is. Alright guys, we'll catch you later.